Okay, I believe we're live. Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrew. I don't want to work anymore. And we trade the Nasdaq here, and a little strategy I came up with based on ICT's first presented fair value gap. And it's very easy to trade. You can see a video down in the description box on how we implement it, but basically we act on the first presented fair value gap and either go long or short on it, depending if it's bullish or bearish. And then we just stack orders on top of it, and we have the numbers there at the top. It doesn't reflect yesterday's trade, which was actually a very nice one. Maybe we can have a quick look at it before Hassan's in the house. Raghav's in the house. Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming in, or good evening for you too. Yeah, big day on the strategy yesterday. Too bad we didn't notice, or I'd like to figure out how we're gonna try to, like, how would you say, predict large range days like that. But you know, let's have a quick look at how this strategy would have worked out yesterday if we acted on it. So this was the first presented fair value gap after the morning, or sorry, after 9:30. We would have entered at the top of candle number 3 in the 3 candle pattern, and our stop loss would go down at the bottom, and we would actually add, let's see here, I normally add 5 points to that, so that's 65 points is our risk. And then we would enter in on the second fair value gap, and that was a very small one here. And to be honest, our stop would go at the bottom of here, and I bet you, according to our spread, we would have got knocked out of here, but we're allowed a loss. So let's just say we did lose here, and so that's our first loss, and then we would have acted in on this guy. So let's do that. There's this fair value gap there, so we enter here, stop loss goes there. I'm going to delete this one, which means we would have had a win on the first position of 11 points, almost 12. We'll see, Hassan. Actually, guys, I have a trade on already. I'll show you that in a minute. So we got one position on here. We're looking for the next presented fair value gap after that, and we have another one that we could act on here, and this stop goes there, so there's a little gap right in there. So we got 2 positions on, one in profit, and then we can look for another one, and we could put it right on this guy here. Stop goes there, and now we trail up our stops. So we got a fair value gap here, we would put our stop there, and we extend this out, and we would have got actually we would have cinched our stop up to this bottom of this fair value gap there. So we got 30 points plus 79 plus 109. So 109 is 79, so let's just say 110, 80, that's 190 plus a 30, so that's 220 points on that position. This was a loss of 27, and then another win of 11. So all in all, a pretty good day. But if we start to add just even 3 points to the bottom of this candle here on candle number 1, I've seen this happen before. What is that? That is 45. So even at 42, we would have survived, and it was like a 350 point trade. Raghav, sorry, I did not have time to look at the one-to-one strategy last night. But let's look at what's going on today. I woke up and was getting ready to go to the gym when I saw these relatively equal highs get taken And then we had this first push, because I've been watching the 2022 model. I think I'm on episode 10. So we had the one push that broke, no fair value gap. The second push with displacement on the way down, creating a fair value gap right up here. I was a little bit late when I saw it, but I recognized it right away and I acted. I think, well, there you go. There's the entry right there. Midpoint of this candle on the way down. Stop was up there, but I've since cinched it down to the top of here. And currently, yeah, I'm in profit. So I was looking to add, but we will just wait to see what happens here in the morning. My plan, I think what I want to do is I want to practice the 2022 model and still implement mine. So I might be like entering trades on one panel and then, you know, just placing, say, hypothetical trades somewhere else, like here, like that, and just seeing how it would have played out. So that's how I can kind of get two positions on at once and practice live. So that's my plan. How you guys doing today? And the market just opened. So, and I don't have any of my levels from overnight. Actually, well, now that I'm in trading view, they're kind of right there. Using the ICT kill zones and pivots indicator, you can see the highs and lows. So that's pretty nice. I don't have a bias today, but at the same time, to be completely honest, I have not had a chance to even look. But we have come down into the midpoint of this fair value gap. I kind of have a bearish bias to come down. Well, here's my take profit that I've already put. So based on my entry, I'm bearish. What are you guys feeling today? Yeah, the new day opening gap. I haven't even looked at that. But new day opening gap. Yesterday's closing price would have been somewhere around 16.15. So down here, 21.250, is that right? New day opening gap, somewhere around there. I don't think my stop is safe up there. I'm just going to move it a little bit. Oh man, this thing is ripping. Okay, well, there goes some profit. It was a good entry this morning. I should have just exited out, whatever. Okay, well, I'm gonna implement my strategy. Looks because that means I need to take a buy here, but that seems very foolish knowing what I know now. How much time is left on this? 12 seconds. This seems like an immediate loss for me. Stop loss goes 335, 325. Taking the high. First presented fair value gap is right here. Let's make it like that. I'm gonna remove looks like everyone's bullish. Dealt Wolf's in the house. Good morning, my dude. Does anyone know if you can change the color of your position? I'm just noticing that they change color depending if you're long or short. So it just kind of confused me to have this blue line on there. See what the daily looks like real quick. So we took out that high that I had for my, we missed that high yesterday by 3 points that I was looking for, the top of this candle. High 21,349. This candle was 346 or something. Yeah. Okay, we can remove this. What's our next target? This fair value gap up here. Or 400 points away. It's doable. 21,700, yeah. The hell is this? Where did this box come from? That was weird. Oh, we got a couple minutes to see. Where is my stop loss? Way down here. If this is going to turn around and give us another fair value gap to go higher. Looks bad right now. But I want to talk about, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but I got back into MSTY. I don't know if I ever told you guys about this stock. But it has a yield. If you look down here, it says 124%. So that's per year, but I would say it's probably closer to 100%. So if you took the share price and you divided it by 12 every 4 weeks, that's the distribution you get. And so I've made quite a bit of money with this thing. So I just got $1,700 on Friday. And then I'm expecting more 4 weeks later. But we're going to be using that income that comes off of this stock to basically help with our finances here, as my wife, she quits her last day of working at her school as a school counselor is, I guess, in 2 weeks. And so we'll use that income because she's starting her new business as a counselor, and we'll use that business as she builds up her clientele book for the next couple months. Yeah, just to help with the bills. But you know, I've been piling into this thing since June, so I have quite a few shares, 500 and something shares. So that's how I get such a large distribution. I'm thinking about adding more to it, but we will see. That's right, it's a cash dividend. Let's see here. Order filled. Well, simple, you earned a dividend. MSTY 1709. So that's Canadian, but when you look at their website on YieldMax, you'll see that yeah, so you want to go to the YieldMax website, and it'll give you some more information about the distribution schedule and its basic return. But there's tons of YouTube videos on MSTY, which is an option income strategy by YieldMax based on MSTR, which is Michael Saylor's company called Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy. So check it out, but do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. They MSTR, they buy Bitcoin. That's basically all they do. They buy Bitcoin and then they issue debt based on the valuation of the Bitcoin. And then when you buy Bitcoin with them, you get like a bond, and they provide you income. But with the money that you provide to them, they will then just buy more Bitcoin. And so they kind of have this like infinite money loop is what people are calling it, where you give them money and they just buy more Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin goes up, and then they're able to issue more bonds. So kind of a wacky way they do things, but I've done very well with it. And YieldMax has other single stock ETFs. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Yeah, this is super bad. But a lot of them aren't that great. MSTY is one of their best and most popular. Anyway, food for thought if you guys are looking for a way to make money every month to help out with your bills. Or my strategy with it is I just reinvest the dividends, so that $1,700 just went back into buying more shares. So next month, instead of getting $1,700, have $1,700, I'm going to get like $1,775 and rinse and repeat. Okay, we are out. Put a sell on that. Stop loss goes up there. So first loss of the day. Crossing over, creating an inversion on the first presented fair value gap and creating another one almost exactly in the exact same spot. And almost the exact same size right there. So to the downside. And I think that's what we were, it's basically what I was expecting. I still see a return back up into this. Now knowing a little bit more, we can still expect a return here. Where is my stop? Cool beans. Taking out some relatively equal lows. I guess we did that already just before pumping higher. And then we took out these guys. And now we can continue lower. 1-to-1 TP exactly at the consequent encroachment. What is, I forget, what is RTH again? If we went long, are you saying the 1-to-1? It was close. Oh, gotta pay attention here. Put another short on. Oh, gotta wait still 2 more minutes. Hassan, are you in on this? This is your day. The 1-to-1. You're talking going short. Long was a loss, yeah. Did you try for a one for one today? Is that what you're saying? I should have waited for this candle to close. I would have had a way better entry, but I was... Yeah, look at that. 1-to-1. No problem. That's pretty nice. Oh, you were just checking. Okay, cool. You would have got the 1-to-1 here, but yeah, I don't know why ICT says you can't use this 930 candle as a fair value gap. Okay, so opening price. I think I'm gonna move this. It's just making things hard. And I think this crosshair, I kind of like it for helping me see, but where's the settings on my crosshairs? No. That's right. Pretty big 15-minute wick there. ICT says to use the wicks, long wicks like gaps. 50% of that is gonna be, yeah, isn't that funny? This fair value gap up here. So interesting. Oh, you got a second short entry. That sounds dangerous. Okay. What do you think? You think we're long here? There's this London sweep here. Displacement up, retracement, another displacement. Now we're back into this fair value gap. took these guys out coming down. Are we bearish or bullish here? Ooh, I'm gonna put another position on here. When this candle closes, I'm gonna put another one on if we still have this fair value gap here. This looks like it's gonna turn around and go bullish to me. It's like building up. But I'll play. Stop loss goes here. First stop loss is coming down, same spot. Okay, I got two positions on. Initial entry was terrible based on getting stopped out. I should have waited for that candle to close and I would have had a better entry by, let's see here. Instead of getting in at 321, I could have gone in at 21,333. So 10 points better. Yeah, you think so? Hey, you think today I'm gonna make money? I hope so. I'm kind of getting impatient with the losses lately, to be honest, but just gotta stick to it, you know? Yeah, so far so good. This looks pretty nice. The highest profit I've had on in a while. At least we're sweeping these lows. Uh-oh. Sweeping those lows just so we can go higher. Is that the deal? Yeah, I think let's look at the, let's pull up the spreadsheet. I should update Monday and Tuesday on here, but highest points, let's look. Actually, I think there's a quick way to do this. Max 25.93. Let's go find that day. 25.93, there you go. Monday, April 7th. Go back test Monday, April 7th for yourself. You're going to see you're going to have a loss initially for about 171, then a win for 10,055, or sorry, 1,055 on your first position, 965, then 744. That is a crazy day. For sure, that's the best one. 2,600 on April 7th is what Raghav has. He said 2,600. What did I say? Yeah. So, give or take a couple points based on, dragging, dragging this thing around, minus or give or take a couple decimal points, right? So yeah, April 7th is like such a beautiful day. let's fill it up. 2600 times I think here on CMC markets $1.40 per point on a micro, so $3,600 a day. Pretty good. I'm not digging this consolidation. There's a lot of lines here. Is there any way we can hide these lines? Trade settings. What's going on here? It seems like it's not. Okay, those are the arrows. Whoops. 2 stops taken out. And that is the end of today. 2 losses. We got this huge 15-minute candle going. Well, 15 minutes up, 15 minutes down. So pick your poison. So I still think there's a big move to be had today. Which directions are going to be? That is the question. It might not be a big range day today. Trade settings, executions. There we go. Just take those off. We could just have a small red day today, or a small green day. We got to come down and rebalance this. So, you know, we could do that today, but I also feel like I think it'll be later this week, maybe tomorrow, and then we'll tap down. Anyway, back to 600 loss in total. Yeah, stopped out. I still think it will go lower. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a red day. I don't know if it's going to be a full red range day like yesterday, but I think it'll be you know what? I could see a return to yesterday's opening price at 2104 or the top of this candle, and then closing somewhere in the middle. I think it's still a red day. Let's see here. Quite possible we move right back up into this gap here and then break lower. And actually, I'm gonna trade settings, instant orders. I'm gonna take that off, and I will put a sell, but I want to limit a limit order up in the middle here, back to this fair value gap. Stop loss will be stop loss will go there, and take profit. What was yesterday's opening price? Here, this is the craziness I'm going for. All the way back down to yesterday's. Nah, that's too far. Let's go 50% inside this gap, which is the original position I had on this morning. Somewhere up here. and then in the middle of this large expansion in the morning yesterday. That's my plan. Either that gets filled or not, and we'll see. I agree. I think it will go lower today. Oh, I gotta send order. There. Limit order, set, stop loss, and take profit way down here for the daily range. That's what I'm going for. Wish us luck. We'll see what happens. You guys have a good day. I'm gonna get my hair cut. It's getting a little disheveled. And yeah. We'll try again tomorrow. Like I say every day. You guys have a good one. What is the RR on that one? That's so easy to do on TradingView. Let's do it. From here, my stop loss is here, and take profit is there. That's a 12.89 to 1. I think this would be an easy, something like this. What does ICT call that? Low-hanging fruit objective. 130 points. But on the daily, I don't see us making 2 fair value gaps in a row. That's just... Well, it did happen here. 1, 2. So it's possible, but we have 1. This one's really big. Yeah, I don't know. I really wonder if they're just gonna really pump this up. There's a possibility they can really pump this up, and they can pump it up a couple days in a row still until we get up to this fair value gap and just sucker in more people into the market before they dump it off and trigger more stops. So I think the Dow is at first presented fair value gap, so maybe it will go lower first. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it up here before dumping it off. We still got to find out if the deal with China, that's the thing. They've said that they've made a deal with China, but from what I saw, they haven't made a full deal on how they're gonna handle orders from Alibaba and Shein and Temu. So, and I would say that's a large majority. And don't get me wrong, a lot of stuff that is on Amazon comes from China as well. So, though the deal on those items has not been negotiated just yet. So, my prediction is that news will come out when we get into one of these fair value gaps that they have not come to an agreement and they're back to the drawing board and the market's going to sell off. So that's the way I always look at things, is we're going to get into these areas and they always have to spin a story on the news, and it always coincides with the technicals. So we'll see what happens. But this is all basically Trump getting on Truth Social and saying, I just got off the phone with my best friend Xi Jinping, and so everybody's happy. But why is it going to go down? What news do we got coming out? Jobless claims, Jerome Powell speaks, so housing starts and permits. Maybe there's some bad news data that comes in tomorrow that really sets us going lower. PPI, right? That's a big one. So we'll see what happens at 8:30 in the morning with these numbers. And then we got Jerome Powell talking, and then more red news. Tomorrow's a big red day. I think maybe we'll pump up today, and tomorrow we're gonna go lower. Look at this. I'm getting up to my first presented fair value gap. Best to flip a coin. I don't know about that. I think it's way more predictable. I'm just not good at predicting it fully. But hey. Yeah, this stuff is interesting here. Maybe we have a neutral day today because we're waiting on these numbers. Yeah. That's my prediction. Okay, you guys have a good day. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Have a good night. Have a good day. And we'll see you tomorrow.